Great. If you've already tried to watch this video with no audio, apologies for that. I'm now re-recording. Welcome to today's Daily Encouragement. It was announced last night that we're in lockdown for another 3 weeks. Whilst most of us may have expected that, still it can be hard to cope with, particularly now that the weather's changed and it's raining. For the first time in 3 weeks, perhaps you're at home stuck with children and you are feeling the pressure of it all more acutely as they start climbing up the walls. I just want to remind us that God is with us, that He's for us, that He is in control, and He can be found in the midst of this season, and His grace is sufficient for us. If you are feeling things just piling on you, why not go back to a few of the daily encouragements and remind yourselves that God is not placing a heavy burden on you now, but there is a rest and a peace that can be found in Him, that you can cultivate rhythms of coming to Him, of finding intimacy in prayer, finding a stillness in God, and knowing that Jesus Christ has walked this earth, that He knows what it means to be human. He knows what it means to be struggling with some of the human things that we're struggling with right now. And so we can come to Him knowing that He understands us. And He invites us to boldly approach Him as we are. And we can come and we can know and find His grace at this time. So that's a wonderful encouragement. But today's encouragement, it comes from Acts chapter 4, verse 13. This is really brief here. As I've been doing my daily running, I've been catching up with a video series by Phil Moore for every day of the lockdown. He's been going through the book of Acts. Phil Moore is the author of the Straight to the Heart Bible commentary series, a devotional series, and he's also the leader of Everyday Church in Wimbledon, a New Frontiers church. And Phil Moore is talking about a subject which was very close to my heart. It's something that God has been birthing in me. It's the topic of my dissertation for my MA. It featured largely in our 1 Peter series that we did at Christ Central Church last term. And that is this thing about being a priesthood of all believers. About every single one of us, no matter what we're struggling with right now, no matter what we feel we're capable of doing or not doing, God has chosen us and called us according to His purposes, as we looked at yesterday. And we are essentially priests as every believer. We are those who are able to approach God and able to mediate God's presence to this world around us. So this is what Acts 4 verse 13 says. This is talking about Peter and John having been arrested by the Jewish leadership. And it says, when the Jewish leaders observed the boldness of Peter and John and realized that they were uneducated and untrained men, they were amazed and recognized that they had been with Jesus. You may not feel like you are particularly equipped, particularly trained for even getting through your days, let alone being part of the purposes of God. Yet God chose the weak things of this world to demonstrate His power, to demonstrate His ability to use us, no matter how we feel, and to glorify Himself in us. It says elsewhere, He used the weak things of the world to shame the strong, the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God has you where He wants you, and today spend time with Jesus. Draw close to Him. If you haven't already, start to cultivate rhythms in your life where you are returning to Him. You're dwelling in Jesus, and He will be with you. And I'm so encouraged to know that God is with us and He is for us, and I can't wait to hear about how you have been meeting with Him in new and fresh ways in this season ahead. Thanks guys, that's it for today. I'll see you soon.